Good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing today? I put this background on because we have a thunderstorm where I am and I can hear the wind. And while I look at this picture, it makes me feel like I am out in the ocean somewhere on a beach enjoying this weather instead of listening to the storm and the freezing rain outside. But I wanted to jump on today to talk about something that comes up a lot when I'm doing coaching with people. And that's the power of self-love. What does it really mean to love yourself? What does it really mean to nurture yourself? We hear that thrown around all the time. We hear, you just need to learn to love yourself more. You just need to be kinder to yourself. You just need to nurture yourself more. You just need to take time for you. But in a very, very busy life, that can be difficult. And not only can it be difficult and challenging because you have a busy life, it's because you are programmed from an early age to believe and to do differently. So as we are born, and every one of us are born into that state of survival, and based on how your upbringing is, how you were loved and nurtured and cared for, how you were your environment taught you how to receive love, how to take time out, how to negotiate with your environment, how to show up in your environment so that you got the love that you knew inside of you was there for you. Now, very often when we're born up until the time of 2, we have that love and nurturing care, mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or whoever pick us up and nurture us when we cry. We get our diaper changed. We get fed when we want to. We get fed when we cry. We get hugged and snuggled and nurtured. And then from 2 years on, we are told that love is conditional. If you're a good girl or a good boy, love is conditional. If you do as you're told, love is conditional. If you behave the way I want you to, love is conditional. If you show up in school and get the grades I think that you should get, love is conditional. You will get a treat if you behave. You will be scolded if you don't behave. So from that age on until 8 or 9, we are setting up all of these programs within our subconscious on how we need to show up to get the love and the validation and the care that we know inside of us is what we are born from. So if you're born into an environment where you are punished for not having good grades in school, that you are have things removed from you, that you are scolded, you are told you're an idiot, you're told that you're no good, you're told that you will never amount to anything, then that program goes in deep into your subconscious. If you are born into an environment that is abusive and you learn to stay small and quiet, you learn that if I make myself as small and as quiet as I possibly can, then mommy or daddy will love me because I'm being that quiet, good boy or girl, which teaches us then to be small and to be quiet. If you grow up in a family where perhaps one of your family members, your mom or your dad, has mental health issues or a disability, or they are perhaps a hypochondriac or whatever that might be, and you are taught that everybody else becomes a priority before you. When mom or dad are taken care of, the house is quiet and you get quiet time or you get loved. All of these programs from our childhood run every single day, 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year. And this is where we build up our internal conversation. When we go to school and we didn't quite get the grade that we thought mom and dad were expecting, I'm such an idiot. When you go to school and you try your hardest, but you still don't get the grade that you know you're capable of inside, then you beat yourself up. Oh, I'm not good at this. I'm just not going to try anymore. What's the point? There's no point in me showing up. I'm just dumb. What's the point in me doing this because nobody likes me? What's the point in doing this? I'll never get it. What's the point in me doing this? And that becomes the internal program. So as we get older and we face things, and perhaps the first or second time it doesn't quite work out the way we want, then that internal voice says, what are you doing that for? You know, you're not good at that. Why even bother? Don't even show up. Don't make a fool of yourself. And the internal program goes on. If you are somebody that is a caregiver for somebody, and like I mentioned, you have somebody at home that is unwell, and that's what you're raised around, and you are taught to take care of everybody. Everybody else's needs become before yours. Everybody else's needs. As long as everybody else is taken care of, then eventually you can be taken care of in whatever way that is. So we are programmed into self-sacrificing. We're programmed into going over and above, even when we know inside that we need to create boundary. All of these programs are running. We show up in our adult life trying to avoid unconsciously the pain that we feel we've experienced as children. That pain body that we have is how we show up. So we use words like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have this happen in my life. I don't want to have that happen in my life. I don't want the kind of man that drinks or smokes. I don't want the kind of man that is a workaholic. I don't want the kind of wife that stays at home all day long. I don't want. But the universe doesn't hear any of that. The universe only hears what your energy and what your passion is, even if you're trying to avoid it. So then we get more reasons and more things show up in our life that are exactly what we don't want. Now, when we start to do coaching, when we start to do work on healing that inner child, on bringing those levels of awareness to the surface, the pain, the suffering, the feeling of being rejected and hurt, these show up in triggers in our life. So triggers will show up when somebody is around you and you get angry and frustrated and you explode. Those triggers are all from your subconscious programming, from your life thus far, that has never ever been voiced. It's never been heard. It's never been dealt with. It's never been brought to the surface to actually recognize what it is that you're experiencing. Now, one of my experiences in my life is that I had a mum that was a manic depressive. She wouldn't medicate. She didn't believe in medication, but unfortunately through her life, she spent a lot of it cocooned inside of her own mind. And that taught me to be the caregiver of everybody. It also taught me that you have to be sick in order to get love and attention. You have to be unwell for somebody to take care of you, love you, and nurture you. And I've had some significant things happen in my life that, unknowns to me, were programs that were running at the time that perhaps said, the only way I'm ever going to get loved is if I'm not well. The only way I'm going to get loved and cared for the way I know I need to be or want to be or deserve to be cared for is when I bring this into my life and something happens to me. And once I recognized that program within me and I actually sat with it, that was huge. That was a huge program that was running my life that I didn't even know was running. Because your subconscious is so powerful. It pumps your heart, it pumps your lungs in and out, it moves blood around your body. Your subconscious is that blank, let's say, 1,000 terawatt or terabyte hard drive that you buy in the store, and you put the programs into it, and then it just runs your computer in the background. you don't ever have to think about those programs again. That's what happens with us. Our subconscious is constantly listening. It's never not listening. So every negative word you ever say to yourself, the subconscious goes, I believe that. So if you say, I'm an idiot, I'm no good, I never get this right, oh my God, I'm fat and ugly, or no man's ever going to love me, or no woman's going to ever love me, or there's no good men or good women out there, or I'm never going to get this right. Your subconscious believes you and responds accordingly. It's not until we can start reprogramming, repatterning, rewording what we are saying that we actually redirect the subconscious program. Because it's like, again, the external hard drive. You can put programs in to run your computer, but when your computer is running slow or it's glitching all over the place and it's just not running right, you can delete those programs and upgrade your computer from a Windows 8 to a Windows 10 to a Windows 11 and make it run at its optimum level. Well, that's the same for us. Only the only way we run at our optimum level is to truly know who we are, to look at those programs, to look at how you were raised and know that you were deserving of to be loved. You were deserving to be appreciated and cared for. But every single one of us comes in, whether you are aware of this or whether you believe that, that's for your discernment. But I believe that every one of us come in, we're born with a set of things that we need to break through. Mine was that I was always afraid to be seen and heard. I was told throughout my life it was better to sit there and look a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Well, when you're 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10, 12, 25 years old, when that has been your constant reminder, you don't open your mouth. You don't say, I can do that. You don't show up for you, even if you believe you can. Now, every single one of us are unique. We all have unique fingerprints. We all have unique eyes. We all have a unique vibration. There is not another living soul like you, even if you're a twin. There's not another one like you. There is only you. So therefore, there's only you that can say things how you need to say them, love the way you love, receive love the way you receive love, and be who you are. And it's through this process of uncovering what is in the subconscious and what we have come to believe about ourselves that we can actually start to change that. Now, one of the things that I have noticed in my own life and have become very, very clear and aware of is we teach people how to treat us. We teach people how to love us. We teach people how to care for us. And that is a direct level of how you love and care for yourself. So if you don't appreciate yourself, if you don't nurture yourself, if you don't value the power of your own word or what you can do, if you think you're fat, ugly, nobody wants you, nobody needs you, excuse me, nobody's ever going to be there for you, then you are going to attract somebody who believes that also. And then we start to get treated the way we don't want to be treated, but that's all we believe we're worth. That's a bit of a mind bender. If you're treated the way you don't want to be treated, then look inside and feel, sense, and know how you feel about yourself. You might say the words out loud, I don't deserve to be treated like that, but how have you spoken to yourself? You might say, I deserve to be loved more, but do you love yourself more? You might say, I don't deserve to be spoken to in that manner, but how do you speak to yourself? You might say, I deserve time to myself, but do you want a time to yourself? Learning to love yourself is an ongoing process. Deprogramming the subconscious mind is an ongoing process. But the power of the subconscious mind is that it can be retrained. If you think of the old video recorders that we used to have, the old videotapes, and you would record something on TV and you'd watch it over and over and over and over and over again. And then a new show would come on and you go, I think I'm going to tape over that show. I'm done watching that now. And you put the tape into the VCR and you tape over the tape and you record a brand new show. That is what you are doing with your subconscious. You are rewriting the story. You are rewriting the program. You are rewriting the belief about yourself. You are rewriting the level of worth you have for yourself. And there's only you can do it. And when you do it inside of you, when you show up for you at that level of awareness, then you will attract in people that respect you and love you to the level that you love and respect yourself. Now, that doesn't mean that as soon as you've done that, you're good. That's all I need to do. For some, it may be they get there and that's it. That's enough. And there's others that want to continue to grow and expand and push their levels of what they're capable of. And that's okay too. But the only one that has the power to love you the way you want to be loved is you. The only one that has the power to see you for your potential is you. The only one that is ever going to care for you and nurture you the way you deserve to be is you. And when you do that for you, the universe will match that by bringing in people, friends, lovers, whatever that is. Husbands, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, that match the frequency that is within you. The power's in your hands. And you can deep dive inside of you and you can pull out, you can transform any old thought pattern that you had about you. Because life is going to reflect back to you everything that you believe about yourself. Excuse me. I hope this has helped you for now on the power of learning to love yourself. There will be more videos, and next time I may pick a different background, but today I'm enjoying being by the ocean. You have an amazing day. If you have any questions, please message me and ask yourself, what's the level of love you have for you? Bye for now.